Wow, for me this is what it's all about. Photography's great, I love taking pictures, but I just love to see the prints coming out of the machine. I look around the room and I see all the photographs from my life. I just love this. Photographs coming out of the machine. Now there's a cutter on the printer, but it won't work with the canvas. Canvas you have to cut by hand. It's pretty heavyweight canvas. I got a nice pair of titanium scissors here that just make short work of it. Just slide right across and cut them. It's a little hard when my dog's watching every move that I make. Some real interesting detail in these paintings. I photographed the paintings in 20 to 30 segments and then we put them together so we have really high resolution files. Now I'm going to cut some molding to make stretcher frames. Molding is 1 3/4 inch thick and I have a Morso chopper to do the cutting. I had to move things a bit and it's not steady on the floor here because the floor isn't quite level there. I had to move it to get the long piece of molding into it. I have to do some arranging here. I've been working on this room for quite some time getting it set up. The chopper does a real nice job though, it really does. Now I'm going to use my V-nailer, a Cassisi V-nailer, and some good quality glue to join the frames together. You can see how thick the wood is. It's really strong. Makes a good frame. Now I'm putting it into the V-nailer and lining the corners up. When I get them in nice and tight, I hammer the V-nails in. It's foot operated, pretty much the same as the chopper. Use some V-nails, but I'm going to add a couple of nails with my pneumatic nailer so that it's really, really tight. You don't want things moving around on something this size. Now I'm going to need a little bit of help on this one to lift up the back corner while I put it together. We keep threatening to make a nice table that would match right up with the V-nailer, but it never seems to happen. Maybe it'll happen this year before Christmas. Make it a lot easier. These nails are really, really strong. It's important to wear glasses when you're doing something like this so you don't wind up getting a nail in your eye or something. The last corner, that's when you know if you're all right. You gotta make sure that we get it square. This V-nailer will actually stack the V-nails so you can put 2 or 3 in the same spot and it just pushes them further in. Pneumatic nailer is really nice. I used to make frames way back in the late 60s and using a little screwdriver to drill holes and put them together. It's finished now, and it's nice and straight. Just gonna final inspection on the corners, make sure there's no rough edges, no nails sticking out anywhere. And there I've been framed. Nicely done too. Now, there's the print. The print is on canvas, it's archival materials. I put a cross piece in the stretcher frame so it doesn't sag on the sides. Now it gets tricky. Took quite a while to make that print and let it dry for 2 days. And now I'm going to take a stapler and a scissors to it. There's a certain amount of trepidation at this point. Have to line everything up by eye. It'd be kind of nice if you had a big light table, but then, you know, it wouldn't be soft on the top. You want a soft fabric on the top of your table to work on here. I was thinking about making a table with carpet on, but then I'm thinking, You know, it's better to have something that you can take off and wash so that any bits of glass or anything that might get in there you can get rid of. Because just one piece of glass or something in there would just destroy the canvas. You have to line things up by eye. It takes a little bit of faith to make sure you get everything straight. I check it and check it and check it again. You can always check it one more time, but once you start putting it together, that's pretty well it. This stapler is really strong. I used to try using just a regular staple gun, but it didn't put the staples in tight enough. This really holds them in. I had a friend of mine weld me up this special clamp. It's a welding clamp, like a vice grips welding clamp, but we added a metal piece so that it dropped my staples. It's funny, there's two triggers on that. One of them triggers the staple and the other one drops all your staples out. Practical jokers, I tell you. So here we go. We're getting close. You don't want to get too close to the corners when you're doing this because you have to get into the corners and tighten them up. It's almost an art putting the canvas on the stretcher frames. There you go. Whatever blows your hair back. So here we go. There's a lot of staples in these things. There, I've got it ready to do the corners. It's nice and tight. That's important that you get the canvas tight. It will get tighter and looser depending on humidity and temperature. The corners, wow, that's the scary bit. You want to make sure you get them nice and tight. Look at there. It's starting to look like something now. Really is. With this clamp that we made, you can really get it tight. Out of staples again, my goodness. Be surprised how many times you have to fill the staple gun up when you're doing these. The other thing is when you're using a manual stapler, your hand gets really tired from stapling, and this is just a trigger finger motion and you get the staple. And they're in a lot tighter than the other staple gun was doing. Really works good. It's not that expensive either. We sped the motion up a little bit here because it does get kind of boring. It's almost geological time working on things like this. And actually it seems longer. When I'm doing the work, it seems a lot longer than it really is. I was surprised how fast I got it done compared to what it seemed like. And there it is. I'm pretty happy with the print. I really like this painting as well. I'm really struck on this. It's from a huge painting. Look at there. All ready, all done. Use the pneumatic stapler, scissors, and the special clamp. Nice and tight as a drum. Thanks for watching. Come on back to Bella's Vistas really soon.